Hey everyone, welcome to the English Tutorial Podcast. If you're here, you probably understand English well, but struggle to speak fluently. Don't worry, you're not alone. This is a common problem for many English learners. Today, we'll break down why this happens and, more importantly, how to fix it. Personal story or relatable example. I've met so many learners who tell me, I can watch movies, understand YouTube videos, even read books in English, but when it's time to speak, I freeze up. Sound familiar? I've been there too, but after lots of practice and learning the right techniques, I improved my speaking, and today I'll share the best tips with you. Have you ever felt stuck when trying to speak? Drop a comment or think about a situation where you wanted to talk but couldn't. Keep that in mind as we go through today's session. Why can't we speak? Lack of practice. 3 minutes. Listening and reading are passive skills, but speaking is active. If we don't practice, our brain isn't trained to form sentences quickly. Think about when you learned to ride a bike. Watching someone ride and knowing how it works is not the same as actually doing it. You had to get on the bike, practice balancing, and fall a few times before you could ride smoothly. Speaking English is the same. You need to actively practice to become fluent. Fear of mistakes. Many learners are afraid of saying something wrong. But guess what? Making mistakes is part of learning. Even native speakers make mistakes, and that's completely normal. The goal isn't to be perfect, but to communicate effectively. Every mistake you make is a step toward improvement, so don't be afraid to speak up and practice as much as possible. The more you practice, the more confident you'll become. Embrace your mistakes, learn from them, and keep moving forward, because every sentence you speak brings you closer to fluency. Limited vocabulary. Maybe you understand words when you hear them, but you can't remember them when speaking. That's because passive vocabulary is different from active vocabulary. Just recognizing a word isn't enough. We need to activate it through speaking and writing. The more you use a word in real conversations or even in personal practice, the more easily it will come to mind when you need it. Lack of confidence. Some learners feel shy or nervous speaking in front of others because they fear being judged, making mistakes, or not finding the right words quickly. This hesitation can slow down progress, but the key is to push past the fear and practice in a supportive environment. Confidence grows with practice. The more you speak, the more comfortable you'll feel. Pronunciation barriers. Many learners struggle because they're unsure how words should sound. Solution: practice with phonetic exercises, imitate native speakers, and record yourself. How to fix it? Think in English. Most learners translate in their heads, but this slows you down. Start thinking in English. Example: instead of thinking, I need to go to the store in your native language and then translating it, try forming the sentence directly in English. For instance, visualize yourself in the store and say, I need to buy some milk. The more you do this, the more natural it will become to think and speak in English. Speak every day. Speaking is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Practice with yourself. Describe your day, talk to a mirror, or use voice recording apps. Practice with others. Find a language partner, join an English club, or use apps like Hello Talk or Tandem. Engaging in regular conversations will help you improve fluency and boost confidence. You can also participate in online forums, join video calls, or even practice with native speakers through language exchange programs. Shadowing technique. Listen to a native speaker and repeat what they say right after them. This helps with pronunciation and fluency. Start with short phrases and gradually move to longer sentences. Use simple sentences. 5 minutes. Don't try to speak in complicated sentences at first. Keep it simple. Example: Instead of, I would like to inquire about your availability, say, are you free? Expand your active vocabulary. Choose 10 new words per week and use them in conversations. Make sentences with them, use them in daily life, and teach them to someone else. For example, if you learn the word enthusiastic, you can say, I am enthusiastic about learning English. Use it when talking about things you enjoy, like she is enthusiastic about traveling. Another way is to create a short story using new words to reinforce your memory. Join English speaking groups. Find online groups or local meetups where people practice speaking English. Speaking with real people is the best way to overcome fear. Record yourself speaking. Use your phone or computer to record yourself speaking. Listen to how you sound and identify areas for improvement. Try reading a short text and compare your pronunciation with a native speaker. Interactive section. Now, let's do a small challenge. Ask listeners to repeat sentences after you, shadow a short clip, or answer a simple question out loud. Take a moment and introduce yourself in English right now. Say your name, where you're from, and one thing you love doing. Now, describe what you did yesterday in 3 sentences. Practice ordering food at a restaurant. Imagine you are asking for a meal. Wrap up and final tips. Remember, fluency comes with practice. Speak every day, think in English, and don't be afraid of mistakes. Set a goal. This week, try speaking English for 10 minutes every day. You'll see progress. If you found this podcast helpful, subscribe for more and let me know in the comments, what's your biggest challenge in speaking English? Thanks for joining and see you in the next episode.